And it's a magnificent Monday, another day in paradise in beautiful Las Vegas. And we have more than 2 months of inventory. Thank you, dear. You gave me my coffee. Thank you. 2 months of inventory. I don't know when we've had more than 2 months of inventory. I'd have to look back, but it's been a while because I can't remember that. Make sure everybody can hear me. My little speakers have been going haywire lately. So give me 1 second, quick second here. Ruthie Rocks. Ruthie Rocks, Ruthie Rocks. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And yes, you can. Okay. All righty. So you all listed 143 homes over the weekend. Congratulations. And whoops. I have to go back on there. So anyway, we have 2,492 homes that are 485,000 and under. And having that many right in the meat of the market, I think is excellent. And Jimmy, we're here. He'd tell me in a heartbeat. I know it's a little bit more, a little bit less than 25%, but it's 39% of all the single family homes. So that, I guess, is the important statistic here. Almost 40%. There's Jimmy. I knew he was Jimmy. Jimmy. I know we're all running this morning. I don't know what it is. The humidity. So anyway, it's Jimmy just saying, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, when have we had 2 months of inventory? We are more than 2 months. We hit 69 days of inventory over the weekend. I can't.
The only thing surprising is how fast it switched. That's the only thing surprising. We knew it was going to switch.
Yes, we did. And we're, this is the 18th of July, and we're only selling 71 homes a day. So that has a lot to do with it. We were selling like 124, and now because of the inactivity for July in the sales, it's made the year-to-date sales down to 120 days. So yeah, last year we were doing 138 sales a day. So goodness, that's almost half, Jimmy. If we're doing 71 now, and we were doing 138 sales a day last year, do the math, right? That's
half, yeah.
50% less. Yes, that's amazing. So the inventory is one thing, everybody, but the fact that we're not doing the sales, that's the concern that I have. I mean, regardless of the inventory, if you all are making money, life is good. But we got a lot of inventory now, and we're not making as much money. So, Jimmy, I'd like your thoughts on that for a minute, if you have any.
Well, like I said, we've been predicting the shift, and we're not the only ones. I mean, a lot of people have been saying there's a shift coming, and is there a bubble, is there a crash or whatever? And as we've said, it's maybe not a crash, but certainly the shift is significant when you take that many buyers out of the market, affordability rates. You also take the lenders out of the ability to do refis because you can't refi from a 5% to a 6%. That doesn't make sense. And the problem is, how far is this going to go? Because I don't think it's done yet. I talked to a seller yesterday, and she was very educated. She's a teacher. She teaches at a hospital for kids that are in the hospital. So she teaches everything from grades kindergarten all through 12th grade. She teaches everybody. And she is a reader, and she said she thought interest rates would be at 8% by the end of the year.
Wow. And that's what you think.
Yeah, I did say that. And if that's true, then that's going to knock some more affordability issues into the marketplace or out of the marketplace, buyers out. And we're doing 71 sales a day.
Yes.
That could go to 50.
Yes, it could. Here's my only saving thought, my positive thought on that. As the prices decrease, it'll keep some people in the market.
True. Yeah, because they'll wonder how far down it's going to go. But I think it also keeps some people out of the market because see how smart I was to wait. See how smart I was. Look at this. And what they don't realize is even if prices go down $100,000, if rates go to 8%, the payment's twice as much.
Wow, that's a good stat. I haven't done those numbers yet. It's the cost of purchasing a home in the United States has increased 55% from last year, to your point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that was as of May. and now the prices are going to start going down. So we will see, I'm all in on home ownership, but this is the first time in 2 decades since the beginning of the pandemic, that it's been like this. So be interesting.
Well, the other thing that we've talked about this briefly is that Gen Z is coming. They're 25 and they're coming into the marketplace and they want a nice house and they'll find the money somehow to get it.
Yeah. Yes, they will. I'm sure they will. I'm absolutely sure they will. And I don't think they're going to wait to buy. I think they're going to buy and wait, because historically prices do go up, as we keep talking about all the time. We talk about that. And I wanted just to recant something that Tom Ferry said, because I think, and please let me know your thoughts. I think that it's been too easy the past 2 years, and for agents, and I think that we need to try harder at whatever we're doing. However, if trying harder at something that isn't working doesn't work, okay, then we have to change what we're doing. And Tom Ferry was saying that he remembers reading the book called You
Squared.
You Squared. Yeah, by Price Pritchett.
Price Pritchett, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the opening of the book tells the story of him sitting in this quiet little place an hour outside of Toronto. And he said, I'm sitting there in this room and I'm listening to the futile attempt of this little fly trying hard to get through the window pane. So if you recognize just that moment, because we've all seen it before in our efforts to make a living, the intensity, the passion, I'm going to make it happen. We've all felt like that. And then when it starts happening so easily, I think that our mindset doesn't get in the right place. So over and over again, banging into that window, the reality is the strategy that most people attempt, when they're banging into that windowsill, is really the strategy that doesn't work. And we have to create a breakthrough. We have to stop and look around and see what other options are, because the things that worked for the past 2 years are not going to work in the next foreseeable future. And sometimes trying harder isn't the right approach. It's trying something different. And that's why, I love Pantena, and we talk about those, about YouTube. So there's so many people on Facebook right now, and Pantena says this, Jason says this, that it's a crowded marketplace. So go to YouTube, and guess who owns YouTube? Google. And how many searches are there a day? 80 million? 80 million? It's amazing. It's amazing. And if you position yourself properly, and you start doing different things, these different things are going to carry weight in the future as well. So you're not doing them just for the moment, you're doing them for the future. And I think that's what people need to understand, why they may be vulnerable now, because there are people that are going to do these things, and the people that don't do them are going to be left behind. It's like me doing the $1 million listing of the day. I mean, how long does that take? It doesn't take any time, but it's something different, something I'm trying. It's a different strategy. The Google business page. Now, we were suspended. Agent Formula's business page was suspended because of some silly reason. And Kane worked 1 month to get us out of suspension. But it wasn't a hard suspension, meaning that it was able to be corrected. And finally, and Google doesn't help you. You have to figure out what you've done wrong. But you finally back. My point being, you've asked me about Ogvu.
Yeah.
And I told you I couldn't use it because, my whole purpose of using it was to get more websites and to use the Agent Formula Google business page. But now I can go at it. And that's something, something new that I'm going to try. And I understand what I have to do in order to get my Agent Formula Google business page, getting some social exposure, some SEO, so that Google finds it and sees that I'm doing things, and so on and so forth, so that we become the agent website of choice. And along with that, our classes that we do. So I'm going to try something new. is my point. I'm not
Right,
going to keep
right,
banging my head in that window like
right,
the fly until I die. Rest
right.
in peace. I'm not doing that.
And I wonder how many people even know what Ogvu is. I know you've talked about it in your show, and I've asked you about it, and I checked into it, and it's there are strategies out there that people don't know about. And a year ago, you didn't need an agent that had skill. You just need an agent that had MLS. So
Right.
agents, like you said, Tom Ferry said, it's so easy. You just go out there and they just say, well, just list it. I don't need an agent that has skill. And now you need skills in a lot of different areas. And one of those is to have the vision of saying, okay, this is something that I haven't tried before. Most agents are not trying because I know we're at almost 1,600,000 realtors. And I would say within a year, we'll be at 1,000,001. We're going to lose 500,000 realtors in the next year.
Oh, absolutely. And I would just shout out to everybody. If we're only doing 70 sales a day and we were doing 140 last year, what are you doing with that other 50% of your time?
That's where I was going. You're going to have to get more skilled now, because when you go on a marketing consultation, if you don't demonstrate a lot of skills, why should they use you?
And if they can't find you. And here's Jason Pantena says, when they find you and they see you everywhere, they want to use you. So you cannot be a secret agent. You have to have a farm. And Google makes it so easy to market to that farm. Google's one of the places where you can market to a subdivision. You can market to things that you can't do on Facebook, and everybody's doing it on Facebook. So you need to do it somewhere else. And when people go to search for something, they're going to see you, and you need to up your game. And that's why we're going to lose 500,000 realtors, because they're not going to do it. John and I are sitting here together, right? Mm-hmm. 2 people, 2 realtors. He is not going to do it. Right? I'm going to do it. So that's 50% of 2 people right there. I mean, right. and he's got someone who is fairly knowledgeable with him, but it doesn't interest him, and it doesn't interest a lot of agents. But they're going to lose.
Well, that just makes it better for the ones that do it. And you better learn how to do this, or you're going to be out of the game. When I went on this marketing consultation yesterday, the lady wanted to talk price. I said, it doesn't matter what your price is if nobody can find your property. What matters is marketing. What is the agent going to do to market your property, and where are they going to market it? And you and I both know buyers start on the internet. So what is your internet strategy? You better have a really strong internet strategy, because that's where buyers start. And if you don't capture them early, somebody else has already got them, and you're not going to get that buyer, because they're going to go on 5 or 6 different places. And whoever's the sharpest that gets them locked up, they won't. People don't use 2 realtors. 75% of people use 1 realtor. 75%, 3 out of 4, because, well, Ruthie, you can show me the same house that Jim can show me, and I'm already worked with you. Why would I call Jim? Just show me this house.
Exactly. We talked about a strategy last week, and it was I didn't do the best job because I didn't practice enough, but at creating a page like 123 Banana Street, to use Tom Ferry's. Yeah. 123. You create a page on your website called 123 Banana Street, and you then go to your toolbox in Agent Formula, and you create a landing page, and you name that. You put that landing page on 123 Banana Street, and then you market it, you boost it, you market it, and somebody's driving by that house, 123 Banana Street, and they just Google 123 Banana Street, and guess what comes up? Your landing page, and you captured a buyer.
Right.
That's not rocket science, and it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. And Jimmy, I know we're going to do Buffini, but I really, really want to get back into teaching people more of the skill set for social media, because if you just can't be there, you have to work it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think you're going to have a different audience coming to the social networking and the social media workshops than you're going to have to Buffini. I think Buffini is people that want to get back to the basics and really build their skills, knowing that if you're being coached, you're 10xing the average income. And it's not just Buffini, it's Ferry and Grant Cardone. If you're getting coached, you're getting 10 times the results that people aren't getting coached. And it's because those people are serious about their business, and they're paying attention to what they need to get done. So there's no substitute for Buffini. But if I show you you got to go fish. But then I go to Ruthie's social media class and I find out, oh, here's the bait I should be using. Now I'm going to actually catch a lot more fish.
Exactly. And I think Buffini sets up the mindset perfectly because he shows you proven strategy, tactics and strategies that work. And then you employ them with social media skills as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah, and I think you need to do both. They don't come one after the other. They come one during the other. I think it's two things. I do pull-ups, but I do push-ups too, and they're different. Their pull-ups they work a different set of muscles than I did planks. So the things that I do, there's a variety. Social media is one of those basic skills. Some of the people that study fitness say, you need to do squats, you need to do lunges, you need to do push-ups, and you need to do pull-ups. And if you do those 4 exercises and you do them right, you're going to be fit. As far as your strength, you still have cardiovascular and endurance and all that other stuff, flexibility. There's a lot more to fitness than just strength. It's, the definition of fitness is speed of recovery. How quickly do you recover? If you do 100 push-ups, how long before you're ready to do another 100 push-ups or whatever?
Really? I never realized that, but you're right.
Speed of recovery. Yeah. How long does it take you to recover?
Yeah. When I do my treadmill test, when I go to the doctors, which is going to be next month again, that's the thing I dread the most is doing the treadmill, and they take you up as high as to go. And then what the doctor says, I want to see how fast, your heart rate goes back down. Yeah. That's the whole point. Yeah. How strong is your heart?
Yeah.
So I got 1 month, because it's going to be 1 month from this week that we'll be there. And so I'm really trying to work out harder. See if 30 days helps me. Jimmy, so what's our class about today?
It's law, the Attorney General's on line 1, and it's some case studies of things that have happened to agents and how they've gotten out of trouble or what got them in trouble in the first place. That's pretty much what it is. It is a law class. And, we wrote this because how many times can you take legislative update as your law elective? And right. The last legislative session was really, really light. It really was very weak. There was more stuff that didn't happen last legislative session. And when you teach a law and legislative class, you're not supposed to talk about what didn't happen. So we talk about it anyway, but whatever.
Yeah. But this class is really good because what we need to learn is, there's a gray line in real estate. I see it all the time.
Yep.
And you can't walk that gray line because it can get you in trouble. That's why I like the case studies. Yeah. And they're very, very good. And they're things that, and I think this is the 5th or 6th time we've taught this class. Mm-hmm. They're very good. They're very good. I don't know how you got all those, but they are very good.
Yeah, we got them from NAR. NAR publishes cases, and they publish Supreme Court cases and appeals court cases, and we just go through those cases and say which the most relevant for our market. And there's an Iowa Supreme Court decision, and there's different Supreme Court decisions. And I think all the Supreme Courts look at the other Supreme Courts and say, what are they deciding in Illinois versus Iowa versus Connecticut versus Alabama? What are those decisions? Because you don't get to be a Supreme Court justice, whether it's the U.S. Supreme Court or a state Supreme Court, without a lot of skills and a lot of reasoning ability and a lot of life experience. You just don't get there. These are the top minds in the law profession that make these decisions.
Yeah, I love the class. And Jimmy, are you coming on Wednesday?
I have to look at my calendar. I don't know.
11:30 to 1. And I have to tell you, I searched for interesting information about crypto this weekend. And I found this in Forbes Life, and it says crypto just became real estate's hottest new thing. Here's what that means for buyers, sellers, and developers. And I've got a recording of this article. This fella, Peter Lane Taylor, he writes for Forbes, and then he has somebody do a voiceover of reading the article. It's a 13-minute read, and I have recorded it, and I'm going to put it on the group. And you might want to suggest today in class that people go to the group and listen to it, because unbeknownst to us, Miami has become a hotbed for crypto and blockchain. And you know where it's hitting the biggest impact is foreign investors, because it makes it so easy for them. I never thought of that. It was like boing. Yeah.
Well, in Miami's huge foreign investor playground. Huge.
Yes, huge.
Brazil and all over the place. So it's this Wednesday.
Yes, 11:30 to 1.
and you're going to Zoom it only because the classroom will be full. So
Well, I've already got 40 signups.
yeah, so that's why you Zoomed it, because
Yes.
in the past they haven't Zoomed this class. It has not been available on Zoom.
I know.
To my knowledge, they had a room and they fill it up and you can't get in.
Yes.
Yours, you can get in. You can Zoom in. You won't get the free lunch.
That's true. Well, I don't need lunch right now anyway. So
Okay, 30 days. I know you got 30 days. I got it.
I got 30 days. But crypto, I mean, it is the hottest new thing. And there are some pitfalls, which I think if Kane is listening, Kane probably needs to put some of these pitfalls in his risk reduction class, which he's going to debut the end of this month, because there are some pitfalls to doing this. But in the long haul, it's like you use a stock to buy a house. And so the value of, and it's instantaneous. So if my crypto is like just skyrocketed, I can immediately buy a house at that value of that crypto. I mean, and of course you have to have a wallet and some type of a wallet platform. And I recommend Coinbase. But anyway, so the blockchain just happens instantly.
Well, it's no different than, you're in Paris, you're using your American Express card, you're using a plastic card, and this is just the next iteration of electronic transfers and of money.
But the only difference is it's like a stock that it goes up, it goes down.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, but I think that misconception is that people don't realize that the value of it is that moment you hit that button. So if crypto's up, because crypto is all over the place. And I have to tell you what, and then I got to go. Kevin O'Leary, I listened to Kevin O'Leary about crypto this weekend as well. And right now, crypto's taken a dive. Crypto's down. I mean, I invested money. I haven't told John yet, but we lost half of it. I know he's listening over here.
He doesn't need to know. Don't tell him.
But Kevin O'Leary says that the Ethereum is going to be worth $500,000, that coin, by 26 or by 10 years. Anyway, a while out, but it's going to take off again and you're not going to stop it. It's just going to be that way because it's so easy. So we'll see. And I follow Kevin O'Leary all the time. He's, of course, the Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful. And he's very interesting. His take on things. And I have to tell you, Jimmy, we may have to do this. Well, I don't know if I will. But so you can see his head. And then when they zoom in, he's sitting on a stool with a little table with a laptop and a suit on and his briefs, or his, what do you call the ones that aren't
boxers? His boxers.
His boxers. And his shoes and his socks. He's a riot. If you haven't watched him on YouTube, you go subscribe to Kevin O'Leary. He's worth watching a couple times, and watch the one on crypto. And he's doing an interview with the fellow that invented, I forget, blockchain.com or something. Anyway, he's an expert. And I think he and Kevin were going back and forth. $500,000 is going to be how much these coins are going to cost eventually. So anyway, it's a temporary loss, right? Just like real estate. You hold it.
That's right. You buy and wait.
Okay. Well, it's been a great show. I have so much information for this week. I don't know how I'm going to only do 3 shows, but I may do an extra one, but we'll see.
Okay. If I see, are you going to come down to the office?
I'm leaving now.
Okay. I'll see you.
Getting on my white horse.
Okay.
Bye, everybody. We love you.
Bye.
Subscribe, like, love, comment. Give us some juice.